Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Reality Is Where Words Do Come to Life. Well, I got some information. Well, I've got a lot of information that we're probably going to be talking about. I'm probably going to make a couple of videos addressing some things. And so this one, we're going back to Cook County Jail again. I just talked about the last week about the young man who died from COVID inside of Cook County Jail. Now, I know inside of the jail, they're still testing some inmates. I don't know if they're testing all, but I know they're testing some doing the COVID test. But this video is not about the COVID test. This video is about the new company they have for Commissary that's not providing the inmates what they need. They're taking their money and they're not giving them all the items that they're putting in for Commissary. And that's a problem. That's a real problem. But you know what? It takes it to another level. We already know that Tom Dart, we know that Chief Judge Timothy Evans, we know that State's Attorney Kim Fox, they have some power and they have position where they can change some things, and they don't change some things. And the bad side of all this is that we see constantly being played over and over again, as I've said in multiple videos, of how, and somebody actually came back and said, you know, you're a racist. No, I'm not a racist. I'm a realist. That's what I am. And we like to sugarcoat things to make our own selves feel better. And when we are the race of people that's of a white color, we like to change the narrative and make it seem like you all are being victimized, or make it seem like you're defending yourself, or make it seem like that you have a right to go home to your families when black and browns don't get those same privileges. That's where the problem comes in at. That's where the racism and that's where the discrimination comes in, and it takes place. That's where it comes in at. And so we have these inmates, and I'm sure it's not just happening in Cook County. I'm sure it's happening across these United States. I'm sure of that. But you get these companies to come in and supposed to service these inmates because your other company that serviced them the breakfast, the lunch, and the dinner is like dog food on a tray. Even though somebody chimed in and say, no, they get fed. Well, that's a lie. As these inmates go through there and they come out, they all tell the same story about the filth, about how bad the food is, about how things are allowed to be, and how they're being set up for this and they're being set up for that. So clearly, everybody can keep repeating the same stories over and over again. So now Cook County Jail, whoever the authorities were that decided to change the company for the Commissary, whether it's Tony Pretwinkle or Tom Dart or whoever is up under them who suggested that this change takes place. Families are not banks. They don't have vaults filled with money. Some of these people have put their houses up. They empty out their bank accounts to send money to their relatives. And what you all fail to understand, I don't care how you dress it and how you make it look, or how you make it seem, those individuals belong to somebody. Mother, father, aunt, uncle, grandmother, grandfather, niece, nephew. They're a parent, something. And this is the problem. You all set these little funky ass systems up, and then you try to justify them as being good and great. There is no checks and no balances. You haven't did your research on the company. You haven't checked out the quality of service. Even the people that serve them the food. How many of you authorities, even commissioners, have been and checked out what these inmates are being fed? Then you wonder why they end up with high blood pressure, diabetes, and all these other problems. Some of these inmates are laying up in there. They're sick. And they can't get well because they're not being fed the proper diets whatsoever. You want to hold them in there, but you don't want to feed them what's right. You want to label them before they get in there, but you want to treat them right. How is that? How is it, somebody explained to me, that white people can commit any type of crime there is, whether it's paying to get their kids in school, they get a slap on the wrist, whether it's Kyle Rittenhouse traveling from Zion, Illinois to Wisconsin to kill 2 individuals as a 17-year-old, and people started talking about it was self-defense. Whether it's insurrection at the Capitol, and half of those, majority of those folks went home when the Black Lives Matter and all these other protesters was marching. A lot of them went to jail. They didn't get out. And some of them are still fighting things. Some of them got beat up and bruised. But here we are again with this same conversation over and over again. And you know who I blame for all this? I blame every elected official. I blame every judge, every state's attorney, every sheriff that's over the jail, every board president that's over the jails, and every chief judge, because now we realize the authorities who have the power to change the narrative, and you choose not, all in the sake of you doing what's right for the constituents. Well, y'all not doing the damn thing right. How about that? And if you're going to have commissary, and if you're going to take these inmates' families' money, which they send into them so they can get the things they need so they can make themselves a halfway decent meal, if you're not going to do right, then I think we should start a petition to sue y'all asses. For every time they get sick, for every diagnosis, they go in health and they come out with something else, we need to start a petition. Because this is ridiculous. Y'all get on these news media outlets and you lie continuously. Your words come out as lies. Kim Foxx, you ran on the reform of the prison system. You understood. You a girl from the project. You know what's happening. You lived it. But I can't tell. I can't. So we're so quick to stand before people and make these impressive statements, so we think, to get us back in office, and that's not what it does. So if y'all not going to do y'all jobs, I'm saying to every constituent, when election time comes, it's time to remove everybody's ass from the seat and fill it with some new butts. That's all I'm saying. Y'all need to fix that commissary, and you need to fix it now. Families are going broke trying to make sure that their family members inside there can get them something decent to eat, because the food that you serve is horrible. And like I said, I'm going to keep making these messages until we see a change. And right now, we're nowhere near a change. So Tom Dart, Kim Foxx, Tony Prepwinkle, Chief Judge Timothy Evans, the accountability is in your lap. Because you have the authority to decarcerate these individuals and let them go home. Y'all ain't found them innocent or guilty. You're stalling the process. The white folks go through the court system, get in and get out, and they go home. And you know they didn't kill somebody, but y'all justify it. And we're sick of it. All right, that's another episode. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Share this video to people that you know who's dealing with the same thing. Leave your comments. Let's dialogue until we talk again.